So, Donald Trump's private Boeing 757, the gold-plated symbol of his empire, the plane he's flown for decades, is sitting on a tarmac right now, and it's not going anywhere. That image alone says more than 1,000 headlines ever could. A jet that once carried a man who branded himself as unstoppable power is now frozen in Trump University settling for $25 million after defrauding students, or the Trump Organization getting convicted of tax fraud. He really cemented himself as someone who could weather any financial storm through sheer force of will and an army of lawyers. His whole brand was built on this image of untouchable wealth. But here's where things get interesting. We're now 3 weeks into what legal experts are calling the most comprehensive asset preservation order ever issued against a former president. Trump's real estate holdings are frozen. His investment accounts are inaccessible. His business operations are under court-appointed monitors. This mess is unfolding because New York Attorney General Letitia James won a civil fraud judgment for $454 million. And Trump's appeals have been systematically rejected at every level. The appellate division upheld it. His emergency motions got denied. His requests for stays were turned down flat. And guess who's stuck right in the middle? Yep, Donald Trump, watching his empire get locked down piece by piece. He's supposed to be this master negotiator, right? The guy who wrote The Art of the Deal. But here's the kicker. The courts aren't interested in his negotiating tactics. They want the money. They want accountability. They want adherence to the law. And before we go any further, let's be real for a second. Nobody's shedding tears for a guy who inflated his net worth by billions to get better loan terms while deflating property values to dodge taxes. This is about whether someone can commit massive fraud and just walk away because they're famous and rich. Now, back to the matter at hand. Reports from around October 28 revealed just how panicked Trump's legal team was getting. Judge Arthur Engoron, who presided over the fraud trial, labeled Trump's latest appeal attempt as frivolous and even went as far as to say it showed a disturbing pattern of delay tactics designed to frustrate legitimate creditors. Talk about strong word. Essentially, the judge was calling Trump a fraud artist for trying to hide assets while claiming he couldn't possibly come up with the bond money. And this wasn't a private conversation. Judge Engoron made sure to air his concerns publicly in a written order, making it clear that he was not buying Trump's Poverty Act for a second. This announcement sent shock waves through financial circles because it raised all sorts of questions. If Trump, the self-proclaimed multi-billionaire, couldn't post a bond without claiming financial hardship, what did that mean for everyone who'd been taking his word about his net worth for decades? Was the whole thing a house of cards? Now, this isn't the first time we've seen this pattern. Trump's loyalty really only extends to himself. And whenever institutions stop bending to his will or people stop being useful, he turns on them with a vengeance. We've spotted this pattern time and time again. Just think about how he turned on Jeff Sessions right after the Attorney General recused himself from the Russia investigation, continues seamlessly through Sessions, Barr, Pence, McCarthy sections with added narrative weight and transitions. Now it looks like our entire legal and financial system is in the hot seat. This pattern is becoming all too familiar. Institutions can bend over backwards trying to accommodate Trump, expanded explanation of institutional pressure, legal standards, and enforcement. So, what did Trump do to trigger this massive asset freeze? Well, it all boils down to a simple principle: expanded bond explanation, legal mechanics, and consequences. Now, this left Trump in a tight spot: expanded psychological, political, and financial bind. This whole scenario is causing major stress within financial and political circles, expanded ripple effects across banks, donors, and party leadership. Things became even more intense when Deutsche Bank, expanded international finance implications. The legal action came swiftly and decisively, expanded judicial urgency and constitutional framing. Legal experts are noting that we haven't seen an asset freeze this comprehensive, expanded credibility of Weissman and Vance. So, let's break down what this showdown could mean: expanded political and democratic implications. Looking ahead to the 2024 elections, expanded voter psychology and campaign framing. So, here's the deal. Donald Trump's private jet is grounded. His assets are frozen globally. And Warren Buffett just called it the most predictable financial collapse he's ever seen. This isn't just about one man's legal bills anymore. It's about whether we genuinely have a system where everyone plays by the same rules, or if we're stuck in a world where the wealthy and powerful can defy court orders indefinitely as long as they claim persecution. If Trump succeeds in avoiding this judgment through delay tactics and asset hiding, then we're basically saying financial fraud doesn't matter anymore. Expanded stakes, precedent, and warning, so keep an eye on this. Things are just heating up. That grounded jet is just the beginning. The next few weeks are going to be crucial as courts